Hi there, my name's Bryony. I'm a psychologist and the head of coaching here at Relish. And thanks for watching our channel. We'd love it if you would subscribe and like the videos that you enjoy. We put up new content regularly, so it's definitely worth it. So today we're talking about Love Languages 101, tips for giving and receiving and improving your relationship. So you've probably heard about what love languages are. You might even have taken a quiz to see your own and your partner's love language. It's a really lovely concept. Basically, the idea is that each of us has different ways of showing love and also giving love. And it's based on a number of different aspects. So somebody might appreciate words of affirmation, which is, sort of somebody saying, I love you, or, you're doing great work. Somebody else might prefer gifts, so receiving gifts, even small little tokens. Someone else might prefer physical touch, so a hug or a kiss from your partner. Another person might prefer acts of service. So in terms of somebody, doing something nice for them, doing the washing up, cleaning their car. And other people might prefer quality time. So their idea of a really lovely day with their partner is spending a lot of time together and connecting. So one of the reasons that love languages is so helpful is because it kind of speaks to that idea that everybody has totally different needs within a relationship, and that's totally fine. It's really just about understanding what your own love language is and also what your partner's love language is as well. So if you're interested, Relish has a fantastic love languages quiz. We've also got some really great content around love languages, and our coaches work within that framework as well. And it's actually really interesting when you do start to speak your partner's love language and strategically do things for them based on that. You'll probably see a great improvement and also reciprocated as well. So if your partner knows that your love language is physical touch, they'll make more of an effort to kind of connect with you in that way. And if they're giving you a gift, they'll, kind of direct it to be that way, whether it's a massage, whether it's a weekend away where you can spend lots of time connecting, or even just the day-to-day kind of physical connection that you share. So I'm just going to go through each of the love languages briefly and talk about a little bit more around like what these are and essentially some examples around each of them, which might be helpful. So the first love language I want to mention is words of affirmation. So this favours a lot of praise and affirmation. So people with this love language love to hear or say things like, you've done a good job, I'm proud of you, you look beautiful today, as a way to give or receive love. So this could be long conversations, thoughtful compliments, or it's supportive comment. So, even if you're not really into this, if you feel like I don't need words of affirmation, or I'd prefer just to, assume that my partner is loving me and caring about me, never underestimate it, because some people can really thrive on this and it can make them feel validated and loved. And that can really just be enough. And they might prefer that than a big gift or, a weekend away. So just see if your partner does have this love language. I definitely recommend just experimenting a little bit and trying to consider what they might need to hear at different times of the day. The second love language is quality time. And this is a really interesting one because some people do not have this at all. So they love their partner, but they actually don't see that much value in spending long stretches of time together connecting. Whereas other people will think that this is the most important thing ever, and they will really struggle if they don't actually have it with their partner. So this might look like having some time together to connect each day when you're not on your devices or you're not distracted. This could be like having dinner together, going for a walk together, spending uninterrupted time together, just the two of you. When we think about it, this is kind of fantastic for relationships because that's kind of the thing that falls off when life gets busy. So if your partner's love language is quality time, maybe have a conversation with them about blocking out some time in your calendar every week where you can focus on each other, maybe having some rituals that you do together, whether it's having a walk in the morning to grab a coffee before work, or maybe it's just, spending 10 minutes in bed before you go to sleep, connecting and talking about your day. The third love language is acts of service. And so if you have this love language, or if your partner has it, essentially the practical things will be like a big bouquet of roses for you. So perhaps your partner will absolutely appreciate it if you cook dinner for them on a holiday. So they will absolutely love it if you take responsibility for that, do the shopping, do the cooking, do the cleaning up, and that would be like a 1 week holiday on a tropical island for them. It could be doing the washing, could be taking responsibility for something that's been on their list for a while. And basically it's, it doesn't really sound that romantic, but for some people it actually is romantic because it shows that you're thinking about what they need and what their priorities are. So you could get them a big expensive watch when they really actually perhaps wanted you to help out with their, there's something that's stressing them out or something that's kind of on their to-do list. So never underestimate acts of service. And if you have this love language, you'll understand as well that actually it's kind of the practical things and the way that somebody shows up for you which really matters, even if that means, helping you move, picking you up from the airport. Love language number 4 is physical touch. So I guess we all have this to some extent, but for some people, physical touch can be their primary love language, which means that a relationship won't feel right unless there is that physical connection. Sometimes this can be a real challenge, particularly if one partner is maybe stressed and not feeling like being touchy-feely or not feeling like being touched. Sometimes when somebody's recently had a baby, they don't particularly like feeling touched because they're sort of all touched out. So a partner who has this as their love language can sometimes struggle with this. So it's really good to just think about ways that you can have that physical connection. It doesn't have to be sexual. It could really just be having some time to cuddle, going for a walk and holding hands, finding opportunities to connect physically, whether through something like a massage or even some time that you spend together on the couch, with your legs in their lap or something. So physical touch really can look like however you want it. But again, it's really good to remember that for some people this will feel really important and a relationship won't feel quite right unless they do have that connection. The 5th love language is gifts. So this is pretty much what it sounds like. For some people, receiving gifts and tokens of appreciation is really meaningful. For others, it's not really such a big deal, but even just a small thing. So if you, are going for a walk at the beach and you see some shells, and that your partner loves these sort of thoughtful tokens, saving those for them. Or it could be that their birthday is coming up and that they really appreciate a well thought out personalized gift and taking some time to do that. It could be that it's a handmade gift. It doesn't have to be extensive, but this can be, gifts can be a really lovely symbolic way of showing our appreciation and also about how much we know someone and how much we appreciate them. So that's the 5 love languages. It's good just to acknowledge there's also complementary and secondary love languages, which is that probably most of us have a mixture of these love languages. So maybe 2 or 3 are really spot on and then the other ones are sort of less important. So for example, someone's primary love language might be physical touch, but then also quality time is their secondary. So we know that a really nice way to, live that out for our partner might be to book a couples massage or a weekend away with just the 2 of you, somewhere remote where you can spend a lot of time connecting and having conversations. If your love language is acts of service and gifts, it might be that perhaps you offer to do your partner's car service, take their car to be serviced, etc. And you also, get them something nice on the way, so a nice token of your appreciation. You can also suggest to your partner about what you might like in terms of your love languages, because of course you know yourself very well and you know exactly what you would want. So the question is, how do we demonstrate these in the wild? And we've talked a little bit about this, but it's really great to just kind of also touch base with your partner about this as well. So talk to them about it and say, like, how would you like me to acknowledge your love language? What would you like this to look like? If we're going to use this really fantastic theory, how do we want to use it to best benefit us? So really kind of check in with each other and really consider it. Again, it's a really lovely way of acknowledging the differences between people and not pathologizing it, and just understanding that we're all wired differently and we all have completely different ways of showing our love and receiving our love, and that's fine. It's really just about understanding what our partner needs. So I hope this has been helpful. Like I mentioned, please leave a comment below if you wanted to give any feedback, if you have an experience with love languages, or if you feel like there's a sixth love language that perhaps hasn't been discovered yet. Please let us know. We're going to have a Q&A at some point, so we'd love to know any questions that you have about this. We get a lot of questions about love languages because it is such an interesting concept. And yes, that's it from me. Thanks for watching and see you next time.